When someone stops calling or messaging, it doesn't always mean they've stopped caring. Sometimes, it's a sign they're overwhelmed by emotions they can't yet express. They might be navigating an internal storm, hoping to emerge stronger and find the right words to reconnect with you. If someone hasn't reached out for a long time, it could mean they're protecting you from the chaos within them. Not everyone has the strength to let others in during dark times. Their silence may be their way of saying, "I need to fix myself before I can be with others." A lack of contact can feel like rejection, but sometimes it's a form of self-preservation. People often need space to heal parts of themselves they're too afraid to reveal. When they disappear, it might mean they're fighting battles that words can't convey. When they stop communicating, it may mean they're questioning who they are and what they want in life. Sometimes, people need time to disconnect from everything to reconnect with themselves, discovering what truly brings them peace and purpose. Silence from someone close doesn't always mean you've been forgotten. Sometimes, it means they're learning to find stability within themselves so they don't rely on others to fill their emotional voids. It's not about you. It's about their journey to self-reliance. When someone chooses silence, it might mean they're on a path of growth, where they're learning to love themselves before they can offer love to anyone else. Absence isn't always a rejection. It's often a quiet journey toward inner strength. If you haven't heard from them in a while, understand that it might not be about you at all. People sometimes disappear to confront things they don't know how to share. In their silence, they're choosing to heal in private, hoping to return as a better version of themselves. Distance can be someone's way of saying they're not yet ready to show the vulnerable parts of their life. They're dealing with pieces they're not comfortable revealing, and their absence might be a way of protecting you from the rough edges of their current reality. If they haven't reached out, it might mean they're testing the waters of independence. Silence sometimes represents growth and self-discovery, a personal journey to find contentment within themselves without relying on the constant validation of others. When someone drifts away, it could be a sign that they're redefining what they need in life. They might be questioning the relationships, habits, and routines they've held on to, wondering what truly matters. Absence, in this way, can be a form of reflection, not neglect. Sometimes silence means they're overwhelmed by the weight of expectations and emotions they're carrying. They might not reach out because they don't want to let anyone in until they've sorted through the complexities of their thoughts and fears. When someone becomes distant, it could mean they're prioritizing their mental health and stability. They're choosing to silence the outside world to listen to the whispers of their heart, trying to understand what brings them peace before they return to their relationships. If someone hasn't called in a while, understand that they may be giving themselves permission to grow without external judgment. They're on a journey of self-discovery, hoping that when they reconnect, they'll have more clarity and confidence in who they are. When they don't reach out, it could be because they're struggling to recognize themselves in the person they've become. They're taking time to redefine their identity and values, hoping to reemerge as someone who understands their own worth. Sometimes, the absence of communication is a sign that they're learning to heal on their own terms. Silence is their way of saying, I need to be whole by myself before I share myself with others again. Not hearing from them may mean they're reevaluating everything they once held close. People need space to assess the things they've outgrown, and silence is sometimes their way of saying, I'm finding out what truly matters to me. When they don't call, it could be their way of focusing inward, learning what happiness feels like without depending on anyone else. In their silence, they're seeking the peace that will eventually allow them to build healthier connections with others. If they don't reach out, it may mean they're processing pain in silence. Not everyone knows how to share their burdens, and sometimes they step back because they're trying to work through their struggles without burdening others. When someone disappears, it might mean they're testing who values their presence without constant reminders. They're looking for the people who will remain patient, trusting that their silence has a purpose. Their silence may mean they're in a chapter of self-discovery, learning to embrace the quiet moments. They're finding out that solitude can teach them more about their needs than words or conversations ever could. Distance doesn't always mean detachment. Sometimes, people need silence to hear their inner voice clearly, to understand who they are without the noise of external expectations. If someone hasn't contacted you, it could be a sign they're giving themselves the space to grow. Silence isn't always absence. Sometimes it's self-care in disguise. When they don't call or message, it might mean they're recharging emotionally. Absence isn't always negative. It's a form of self-preservation for people who feel deeply but don't always know how to express it. Sometimes, people choose silence because they're discovering their own strength. They're learning to rely on themselves, hoping that when they return, they'll be able to offer a more complete version of themselves. When someone pulls away, it might be their way of dealing with things they feel they must face alone. It's not about forgetting you. It's about finding resilience within themselves. Silence is often the voice of self-reflection. If someone steps back, it may mean they're trying to make sense of things they don't fully understand, hoping that distance will bring clarity. Sometimes they're quiet because they're afraid their inner turmoil will push you away. They'd rather retreat for a while than risk losing someone who means so much to them. When they don't check in, it could mean they're reevaluating what brings true fulfillment. They're seeking purpose in places that only silence can reveal, hoping to reconnect with a new perspective. Their absence may mean they're reflecting on the impact of relationships in their life. They're taking time to understand who brings light to their world and who drains their energy. When someone chooses silence, it may mean they're facing parts of themselves they're not ready to share. Their silence is a gentle request for patience as they work on becoming the person they want to be. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more psychology insights and human behavior.